What's going on, Joe fans? Sentex Collector here with another review for G.I. Joe Classified. This time for Slice and Dice, the Cobra Ninjas. They're labeling this one as Ninja Force. We'll get into that. This was figure 160. This was a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. Let's go ahead and take it out of the carton here. So they decided to do Slice and Dice a 2-pack. I can't remember if the original was 2-pack or single carded. But here we are in the plastic. And then, oh, it's got a second layer there, some more stuff. We got the Cobra insert with this typical piece of paper. And then here we go in the plastic itself. You can see tons of accessories. Go ahead and crack them out. So first impression, man, these things are looking awesome. I don't have my OG Slice and Dice anymore because I decided to just collect 82 to 91 ARA vintage figures. So these were 92, which I think I either sold on eBay or gave to my boy Swag because he's getting into vintage figures. And plus these were they had like that kung fu action, so they didn't have the screw in the back to where you could take it apart. It was like, yeah, it's like kung fu action. But again, I feel like we already have Ninja Force because the original Ninja Force from 92 had Slice and Dice, Dojo, Storm Shadow, and TJ Bang, and Nunchuck. And we got Nunchuck already. We had Nunchuck, and we also have Kamakura. You can almost count him as Ninja Force as well. And then technically to me, like the Arctic Storm Shadow looks a lot like the Storm Shadow from 92, which was Storm Shadow version 3. So I would say he was probably really our first one, was that Arctic Storm Shadow, instead of naming him Ninja Force for whatever reason. And then we got Nunchuck, who looked a lot like the one we got in Classified, and now these two. But that's fine, whatever. So I'm going to jump into accessories on Dice first. Excuse me, Slice. Slice is red. Dice is blue. And some of these accessories I wasn't sure. But some I definitely was sure. So we'll get into ones. So he came with 4 sets of hands. So he's got closed fist and like these chopping hands. So these I'll probably just throw up on my eBay. He came with an alternate head. Almost feels like that Immortal movie type deal. So I'll probably keep this maybe for like another ninja. If I kit bash, I'll probably end up keeping that. And then they gave him, so the OG figure had these same butterfly knives. Coloring is kind of bland, but whatever. And then the OG had, they're calling these heavy swords. So the OG had these as well. These look a little better. A bit flimsy, but whatever. So I had those. So that's on point with the original. And then the extra stuff, I'm not sure. So we got these. I'm not sure if they go to either one specifically. We got these things. Like, yeah, it's like they hold on to them, almost like claws type things. You got those. And then a random sai, which neither of the OG figures had a sai unless it was on the actual figure itself. He's got like 2 loops here. Got the backpack there. I'm not seeing on Dice anywhere you could put the side, but anyway, you got this random side here. Oh, then we had this like cloak thing. And then this to go over the chest. I believe this is for Slice. And then you've got like this Kung Lao looking hat. So that's interesting. I'll probably keep them just for fodder. But it's cool. I gave a bunch of accessories, and for the price, I forget what I paid for these. It wasn't cheap for sure. But yeah, the figure itself is just looking awesome. I wish I had the OG to compare it to. Oh, here we go. Right here on the arm. I missed it. Yeah, there we go. And I bet it's probably how the OG set up, but I don't have a physical one. I never had the one from 25th anniversary either. I'm assuming, yeah, those would go back here. And Slice and Dice fell under, I believe they're part of the Rashikage whenever Storm Shadow was jumping back and forth between Joe and Cobra. But yeah, the detail on this thing is awesome. Got the ninja feet. It just reminds me of the original. Just the black and red with this silver mask, almost like a fencing mask. So yeah, I'm digging it. This is gonna look great on my ninja shelf. My ninja shelf's getting a little crowded, so I just gotta figure out, because they were kind of like the right and left hand man to Storm Shadow. Like I said, they were in the DIC cartoons. 1992 figures are released. Slice and Dice version 1, and they were single carded. They weren't carded to, like I misspoke earlier. So yeah, I'm digging that one. And let's jump over to Dice. Again, we've got accessories out here. So he also has 4 sets of hands, which I'm gonna swap out. So he's got 2 fists, and they put the Smack Your Mama hands on him, and then 2 like holding hands, so the fists for fighting. So I'm gonna swap these, because I don't really use alternate hands. I like just to keep the ones that you can actually hold something with. And then I guess these armbands come off too. There we go. There's Dice, looking just like I remember from 92. Let's get into his accessories first. So they gave him 2 alternate heads. They gave him like a monk looking type head. He had a big gash across his face. And then they gave him, yeah, they're calling Dice, they called Dice the Bow Staff Ninja back in 92. And then this alternate head's awesome too. Again, I think I'll probably keep it for a Kid Bash for another ninja. And then his head, I don't know, I might throw that on eBay, we'll see. And then they gave him these axes, which the OG had these axes as well. So they took inspiration from the original and just made it more ornate. I mean, look how, yeah, it looks like there's, I think it's supposed to be like a dragon. It looks like a dragon head on that axe. Just look how ornate that is. Man, that's just killer. I think that's a dragon. So I'm seeing things. But anyway, well, that makes sense because this is a dragon here. So that's awesome. And then he's got the bow staff again, ornate again. It's got a claw on the end there. So that's cool. And then the figure itself, he's got like these flaps here, they just work. The original, I wish I had one on hand, but like I said, I got rid of all my 92, 93 except for the Street Fighter, because those were 93. I love Street Fighter. We've got he's got different feet than Slice. Still look ninja-ish, but they're not as like true ninjas. They gave him different feet. Yeah, he just in the blue. Yeah, it just throws me back in my childhood. Because Slice and Dice were kind of like the main bad guys in DIC run with Night Creeper leader. Just such good detail. And I'm not good at telling. The knee joint's really good. And then these have, you have the pinless legs and arms on both. I can't tell if there's what the reuse is on these. And then he's got the shoulder over here, armband, just like the original. Yeah. Yeah, these things are awesome, man. So, even if you don't even like Joe's, just for ninjas, this is a great set. Ninjas, I don't know if they're still available on Hasbro Pulse, if they're sold out or what. But if you can get your hands on these, I definitely highly recommend them. They definitely remind me of the 92 version 1 OG from Ara. But yeah, there we go. There's Slice and Dice. These things are super awesome. Like, comment, subscribe. JJ out.